I'm James.
I'm Jeremy.
This is CarpeCritique. Again.
You're so enthused.
I am. This is going to be a fun one. So, over the last month, we've actually played separate games. And we are going to try to talk each other into trying the other game. So, I played through Resident Evil 7. And if you want to watch it, I actually put a Let's Play of it up on the channel. Don't expect too many Let's Plays because that was a huge pain in the ass. But I did one to completion, start to end, so I can say I've done it.
Under threat of being fully body waxed.
Under threat of being fully body waxed, that's correct. But we'll get... No, we can actually go ahead and talk about that. I love the concept behind survival horror games. I love the stories behind survival horror games. I can't play them because they bore the fuck out of me. I can watch them all day, but when it comes to sit down and trying to play through Resident Evil or Silent Hill or Outlast, I can't fucking do it. So, we made a gentleman's bet that I had until Valentine's Day, which was roughly 2 weeks from when I got it, to play through it and beat it, which I did. And so I'm going to try to talk Jeremy into playing Resident Evil 7, because he's not a horror fan. And he is going to try to talk me into playing Conan Dong Simulator. I'm sorry, what is it? Conan what?
Exiles.
Exiles, which he's not going to have to try very hard, to be perfectly honest.
You can mount your friends.
Oh, that was a good game.
All right.
So, why don't you go first, because your argument is not going to be very difficult.
You don't know what my argument is. All right, so first of all, what it is, just real quickly. Conan Exiles is a sandbox adult Minecraft with combat. That would probably be a good way to describe it. Basically, you start off exiled to a land fully naked, if that's the option you pick. And you go around and collect stuff, and then you build your city or your hovel or however ambitious you are. Along the way, you pick up recipes as RPG. You can level. You have your core stats. As you level, you can go ahead and become a little bit better at building things, become a little bit better at making weapons, become a little bit better at killing things. The map set itself is fairly large. It's also an early access game, so there's still going to be more things added to it. The reasons why I think you should play this game is, one, we're both big RPG fans, especially tabletop. It's pretty much how we met, was playing D&D together. So the medieval fantasy aspect of it, the world of Conan, the fact that you have 60 years of books to pull from and have that history, that engagement, that lore to fully flesh out that world, makes it an immersive world, even though I haven't even gotten in that much into it. They haven't even added a lot of the story elements yet, I don't believe. But there's something to be said about, yes, a dong simulator. There's something to be said.
I'm going to be a little bit more specific. Dong physics simulator.
There is something to be said about being able to play a game that shows full nudity, and not necessarily in a sexualized way. The reason you're naked is not purely for titillation. The reason you're naked is because you were hung on a cross and Conan pulled you off of it. That's pretty badass.
Yeah, it is.
You know, and it's not easy. You're going to die. You know, it's not like Minecraft. It's not in the sense that, you know, I can just do what I want and play and then just build these huge things. If you're building these huge things, even on a PvE server, then you're going to have some problems, and it is challenging.
Minecraft is too. To be perfectly honest, I don't know how much Minecraft you've ever played.
I played it when it first was baited out and whatnot, but I haven't played it since.
Okay, yeah, it can be easy as pie. Everybody knows that. You can turn on creative mode, build to your heart's content, or you can turn on non-creative, and you can get your ass whooped fairly quick, especially if you go into the harder settings or mod the shit out of it or whatnot. So honestly, Jeremy is not going to have that hard of a time talking me into playing this. I want to play it. I just have a hard time throwing, what is it, $30?
I'm not sure. I think it was something like that.
25, 30
Yeah,
bucks
something like
at an early access game. At this
And
point,
I'll grant you that. And it was something that I don't usually get early access games either. But, you know, the idea that I had originally, and this will get into some of the problems that I have with the game thus far, is my wife, her sister, and her husband, we all started playing together on EverQuest. Years ago, we put way too many hours on EverQuest. I think you had a similar experience with World of Warcraft. The idea that you can have your own server, that I can host my own server and have the people that I want to play log into my server and play, was the reason why I got the game. And I had played it, was playing on it, was goofing off. I was like, man, I'm having a lot of fun just cracking rocks open. You know, and as silly as that may seem, there's just something fun about, oh, I can't go here yet because that guy will kick my ass, but I can handle this guy, so I'm going to kill him and then take down all the trees around here so that I have enough wood to build a box.
Right.
You know, and that's fun. The problem I have with it, and this goes to that old chestnut of console versus PC, is when you host your own servers that everybody on that server is tethered to you. You have a radius, and it's done because Xbox cannot render multiple positions on a map like that. So if we're both playing Xbox, we have to be in the same area so that both Xbox can render. He can't be 40 miles away on the map from me, whereas a PC can, and that pissed me off. That's one of the things that I really hope they patch out later, or they fix, or they've set up the idea that you can have a PC server that doesn't do that and an Xbone server that does. That's the one detriment of the game thus far that I've seen. The other one is still a little bit buggy. There's a few other things that happen that is being patched out now, but it's an early access game. That's to be expected. But it's fun. It's not really a RPG in the sense that, you know, your main set is to go after tons of EXP. Although everything you do in the game gives you EXP. Just standing there gives you EXP. You don't have to do anything. You're going to get EXP. Because if you stand there too long, you're going to die of starvation or thirst.
Right.
So that was something that I found was very intriguing, and something that is like, it's not just asset management with, you know, you have to have water, you have to have food, you have to have this. Your food's going to deteriorate. You're going to encounter critters that are way more powerful than you. But it was that challenge, the challenge of it, the non-kitty-fiedness of it, the fact that there's nothing marked on a map. One of my favorite things when I was playing EverQuest was we used to print out binders of maps off of, I believe it was EQ Maps. And we'd have a binder full of all these zone maps because they didn't give a shit. You didn't have a map. You didn't know where the hell you were. Conan, here's the map. Here's where you are. No idea what else is out there. And there's something about that here's deep into the pool, swim.
Right. And I can dig the hell out of that. I played Ultima Online back in the day. We had a map, but guess what? That game wasn't fucking easy at all.
I kill you. Now I'm going to sit here.
Yeah, pretty much spawn camping. Or not spawn camping, but corpse camping was fucking ridiculous. But with, like you said, with Conan, it does seem like something that's right up my alley. I just have to wait a little bit more to make sure this is going to get an actual full release, that nothing's going to happen in development.
Well, it's a Funcom game, so you know there's a lot of talent behind it. So I do think it's going to come fully around. It's just that whether or not it's going to be the full experience that I was expecting, i.e. the non-tethered, and whether or not they're going to have the flesh it out as much as it should be. Right now, it's a fun game. I don't think it's something I'll be playing in a year. If they flesh it out enough, it's like a mini MMO. In that you can have 20 or 30 friends that you can have playing and you can even set it up to where you PvP against each other. That would be so much fun. I hate PvP. I hate when we did Awesomenauts. I enjoyed the hell out of Awesomenauts until we went to play PvP. And part of that was coming in as noobs when people had been playing it for years. We got our asses handed to us.
Yes.
But the game was fun. This is the same type of thing. I think if if this game develops the way that it could, it's going to be like that EverQuest experience that you control, that you can take the servers and make the rule sets that you want to a degree, but make it to where, if you and I want to play against each other, great, but because I know who I'm letting on my server, all right, look, we're going to kill each other, but how about we let each other build up first before we go hassle each other? And that would be something that I find fascinating, that we could do that. It really intrigues me that I don't have to worry about that public group just harassing you because you're playing on a PvP server. That because I can put the people that I like and my friends and my family and say, all right, look, we're going to play this. This is what our goals are. We're either going to all work together or we're going to have two teams and we're going to fight later.
Right.
That's fun.
Yeah, and stuff like that has been going on Minecraft for years now. But the fact that we have a fully immersive 3D environment with backstory, with we can build anything we want, we can level up. I'm in it. That's all I have to say. I'm just waiting on it to get to a little bit past the development stage where it is now.
To get a little bit further out
So,
of
like I said, man, it wasn't going to be a hard sell. I've been watching this for a while now, and I'm excited for it. It just needs to be a little bit farther in.
All right, score one for me.
All right. So, Resident Evil 7.
I don't like horror games, which is weird because there are a few horror games I do like. Like Fran Brow was very cool. There's been a couple other ones that I've played, but the survival horror, not my genre.
I'll give you that, and it's honestly not mine either. I started out playing survival horror games, or at least trying to, in the original days of Resident Evil, where there were tank controls, it was slow, it was sluggish, and frankly, that was all by design, and it was on purpose. Except for maybe the tank controls, developers didn't really know what they were doing with 3D and controls at that point. But either way, that did get a lot better, especially with Resident Evil 4. But this is, from the best I can tell, a complete rebranding of the experience. It's now first person, and at least for me, that made the experience of a survival horror game a lot more tolerable.
As opposed to over the shoulder or three-fourth quarter.
Or three-quarter fixed camera. I love what they tried to do. I can watch somebody play it all day. I just can't do it myself. If you've never played a survival horror game before, or if you have tried it and you're like me, you just couldn't get into it, it's definitely something to try out. The graphics are amazing. The story was good. And it's a horror game. Anytime you throw horror in, unless you're talking with H.P. Lovecraft or something like that, the story is going to be meh. But it was, overall though, it was good. It did leave some questions at the end, and I'm sure that's going to be taken care of in either DLC or Resident Evil 8. Or whatever they decide to do after this. But yeah, it's a great starting off point. You don't have to know anything about the previous titles. So if you didn't play Resident Evil 1 through 6, who gives a fuck? Take it, pick it up. It's its own kind of storyline. And this is set in modern day. And from what I can tell, the events of Resident Evil 1 have not yet happened. Or if they have, that shit's all in the past. Everything's gotten cleaned up from all that. And it's like it never existed, which doesn't make any sense. So I'm going with they've just rebooted the franchise, and this is the starting point of something completely different.
Well, if they rebooted it, it shouldn't be Resident Evil 47.
Maybe not, but if you look at how it's spelled, they use the Roman numerals as the letters at the end of it. So
I mean,
They did a little bit of a double entendre there.
but why should I play it? What about it? What about it to me? You know me makes you think I would want to play it.
To be perfectly honest, I don't think you would. Because you don't like horror. And this plays heavily on psychological horror and not so much the jump scare type bullshit. Does that happen? Yes, but it's not as prevalent as a lot of things. I do think you might enjoy the story. The fact that it's set in Louisiana, I think, is really cool, even though it's a fictional town.
Well, we live here. Most towns in Louisiana are fictional.
Well, that's neither here nor there.
Go to Mamu and tell me there's not a whole bunch of fiction right there.
Yeah, but nobody knows. Who the fuck knows where Mamu is except us? But
a lot of people that are going to Google this right now.
MAMOU. We're going to make it easy on you.
That's not even telling them about Iowa.
While you're at it, go ahead and look up Chapatulas and
Avoyles.
Oh, Avoyles Pair. There's the casino there.
Yeah, I know.
That's it.
Yeah.
Literally, there's like a casino in Popeyes.
I saw Alice Cooper there. I see bringing it back to horror.
There we go. Anyway, now that we've took this fucking train and went so far off topic,
You're welcome.
We're gonna steer it back just a little bit. If I bought it for you, would you play it?
Probably not.
See,
I mean, because here's the thing. Games like that, I don't like twitchy games. Very few games that were twitchy do I like. I played Wolfenstein, the New Blood, and Old Guard, or whatever, both of those. That was fun enough. I played it on easy because I'm not good at twitchy. And
that's fun.
And
There's an easy mode with Resident Evil 7. It's not as twitchy as you think it is. A lot more of it is trying to get the fuck away as opposed to killing the thing. But you do get enough ammo in the game to kill said thing if you want to. There's a lot of puzzle involved. You like puzzle games.
Yeah, but I mean...
Granted, the puzzles aren't that difficult this time around. They're not nearly as obtuse as they were in, in the original Resident Evils or Silent Hill or anything like that. Like I said, it's very newcomer friendly to the series.
The way I think I would enjoy Resident Evil, and this is just talking from a world standpoint, is I think I would enjoy it more from a comic book. I think if there was a Resident Evil trade paperback telling a story with the visuals like that, I would enjoy it more than a video game. Because the problem for me with a game like that is I'm going to get invested. I'm going to play the game and I'm going to get really into it, and it's going to piss me off when something happens that I don't like. And I got a feeling that with that type of game, lots of stuff I don't like is going to happen.
What do you mean stuff that you don't like story-wise?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's a horror game. It's going to, by nature, fuck with you.
That's what I mean.
That's what it's supposed to do. One of
I don't want a Hollywood ending. I'm okay with the bad ending. But there's just something about the idea of the survival horror game. What was the one? I bought Dead Island. One of them. I don't remember, a while back. And I was playing it. And I'm not real big on FPS, so why the hell did I buy a zombie shooter?
I have no idea.
Probably because it was cheap and somebody dared me to. But I did it, and it was like, all right, this is fine, But there was because it was that mass, that throng of bad guys, and it was a little bit more open world. It was more about, there's a bunch of bad guys, shoot them.
Yeah, and this is absolutely nothing like that.
Right, that's what I mean. So that game I could get a little bit more into because it's not that, and I don't like those. It's not that, like I tried to play Life is Strange because the idea of Life is Strange really appeals.
And correct me if I'm wrong. That's the one with the you play the teenage girl that can stop and control time.
Right, you can rewind time and go forward and fix the things you messed up. And there came a point in that game where I was like, no. And it was because of the storyline. It was because of the way that she was put into a position that was so uncomfortable. And like, you remember the scene in Meet the Fockers when you milking a cat, it's got a little titty, little nipples.
Vaguely.
That made me stop that movie because it's like you're putting that character in such a position that there is no way that character is going to have any chance of a good outcome. And most psychological horror games, most of the survival horror games that I've played or that I've seen played, boil down to that. They put you in a situation that is unattainable. You can't get to the point where you want to be. You can't be the hero. You can't even be the villain. You're the victim. And when you get into that situation, it turns me off.
And this is where the Resident Evil storyline, at least with this game, kind of changed a little bit. There are two endings. I'm not going to sit here and spoil either one. But there are two different endings.
You live and you die?
I'm not spoiling anything. I'll tell you off camera, but I'm not spoiling anything. There are two different endings to the game, and both of them, for what they are good. Like I said, it's not great. There are cliffhangers, which is expected, but I'm not going to say what any of that stuff is. But if you like horror, if you like first-person shooters, but you don't necessarily like survival horror, I would at least give this a shot. I actually enjoyed playing through it. It had its moments where I was frustrated, but I got through them fairly easy. It took me around 10 to 12 hours to beat it, with a couple of little hiccups here and there. So even if you don't have a lot of time on your hands, you can pick it up fairly quick and pretty much get through it in a weekend.
I seem to remember somewhere at the beginning of your Let's Play journey, me getting a message, dude, fuck this game hard in the ass.
I may have said that. I'd have to look through my Steam messages. But that should be a pretty good, descriptor of its character. I started out with fuck this game in its ass. And now I'm sitting here saying, looking back at everything, it was actually good and I enjoy the experience. That should say a lot. Especially coming from somebody that doesn't really like survival horror games.
It's maybe if I saw some of the gameplay and some of it, I'd sway a little bit more. But right now, I'm still gonna be at a. Yeah.
Did you just admit on camera that you don't watch our own content?
Yeah.
God damn it!
40 hours of you playing a game I don't want to see.
10 hours. It was 10 to 12 at most.
At most.
You couldn't even watch the first video. Not even the
like
first
20
one.
minutes.
Oh, all right. Well,
I got tired of seeing you like this.
Wasn't like that.
Look at the screen. Tell me that's not you. Yeah, exactly.
What you're just saying was like this. I lean forward. I can't sit like this for a long time, dude. My back will be like, fuck you, dog.
Okay.
I'm peacing out.
We'll go back and watch the first video again.
Right. But overall, yeah, I'll say it again. If you're a fan of horror and you're a fan of first person, at least give it a shot.
I'm not, so I probably won't. For Conan, if you like a more adult video game with RPG elements and world building elements, it's pretty good.
All right, fair enough.
All right.
I think we know where we stand. I'm James.
See you later.
Bye. Like, comment, subscribe, all of that good shit. I'm gonna forget about that forever. Eventually, I'm gonna make a graphic just to post over this shit, so I don't have to worry about it. All right, bye.
We could do it in dead bodies on Conan with the dongs.
I don't think YouTube would like that. All right, bye, guys.
Later.
Thanks for watching.